And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your friend Sheep Blues. How are you doing? Let's talk budget cards in NBA 2K24, my team. Look, I like to do these budget card lists maybe once a week at this point. I don't think there's any point to doing them more than that. So you can expect a budget card. I guess it's not necessarily a list, but a budget card highlighting video probably once a week at this point. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I do not consider a budget card like Ron Artest for 56,000. I don't necessarily consider that a budget card. Some people may. I personally do not consider that to be a budget card. That's just me. Though Ron Artest is like one of the best small forwards in the game. He's no Scottie Pippen, but at the same time, 56,000 for him, although like pretty expensive, like for the value he's going to give you right this second, it's good value. But usually when it comes to budget cards, we're going to focus on mostly Sapphire or lower. So first, Bobby Jackson, dude. Okay, Bobby Jackson is a monster, dude. Is he going to be able to cook offline or online? I don't know, but he is going to be able to cook online quite a bit. He's not crazy expensive. He's going to run you about 3,500 MT, which is a really good price for what he brings you. He's 6'1". He's lightning quick. The badge count's pretty good. The jump shot is really solid on next gen. I actually have quite a bit of fun with it. You know, he's going to have like blow by and like speed booster, and he's going to be able to move really well. He is going to do a lot for you offline, especially if you're trying to tackle kind of the harder rungs of like clutch time offline or triple threat offline. He's going to be able to come in clutch. He's going to be better than majority of the gold point guards that you get matched up with. And he can definitely cook online. You know, I was on stream earlier, I was playing salary cap, and like salary cap's a whole mess unless you buy new cards and you're running basically a bunch of golds and stuff. But Bobby Jackson was actually cooking. I keep wanting to say Bobby Jones. That's because it's 2K and I'd be running Bobby Jones hard. Another kind of budget sleeper duo is Stromile and Hakeem Warwick. I mean, once you run the duos with them, like they get really fast and they attack the rim at a high clip and they play okay, competent enough defense. The issue you're going to have is you have two non-shooters out there at the same time. These two are mostly usable for like salary cap and other things like that. I don't know about online. Same with the Van Exel-James Posey duo. It's actually one of the best budget duos in the game. They're going to run you about 7,000 MT each. And Nick Van Exel with the duo, very competent budget point guard, one of the more competent budget point guards in the game. He's definitely worth a checkout. He's a little bit small at 6'1", but at this stage you can still run 6'1" guards just fine. Like, it's not an issue, right? The speed's there. James Posey is fantastic. Like, the jump shot is nice. 6'8". He's a very competent defender. Like, he's going to be one of the best pure 3-and-D small forwards in the game, period. Right? He's fantastic. This is definitely a duo. I mean, 14,000 kind of is a little bit steep, but if you got the MT, I mean, you're unlocking a very solid 1-2 punch right here with these two. They can definitely operate your offense. Honestly, Chris Birdman Anderson isn't half bad either. The 55 speed is pretty good for a big man at this stage. He's a good rebounder, good player build. The jump shot's okay, so you can actually kind of get to work in the mid-range 100%. Badge counts aren't terrible, though he's not the greatest. I personally hate Bargnani. I do. He's so slow. He's got good interior defense for sure. Like, he's pretty solid in that regard. He's got a big player build. It's just that speed is horrendous. And it's like you can look past that speed when it comes to like Wemby and Kristaps because they are 7'3" and 7'5" respectfully. Wait, not respectfully. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to say what word I'm doing. I've been streaming all day. I don't even have it in me, in my mental fortitude right now. But 27 speed is just horrendous. Jump shot's okay, though. Jason Richardson's pretty good. I don't think he's worth his price point of 16,000, though. Jameer Nelson may have the worst jump shot in any small guard in the game, period. So, over to the Ben Wallace collection. Trevor Ariza. I don't know if I consider a card that's 19,000 MT a budget card by any means, but for sure he is one of the best small forwards in the game. Like, yes, obviously some of the more expensive guys like Ron Artest and, you know, Scottie Pippen are better, but for this price point, there's not a small forward in the game that's better. Like, 6'8", huge. Obviously, if you read my card review on Twitter, you'll know about his antics in divorce court, which is super cool. If you want to know more about that, follow me on Twitter for sure. Some notable highlights included going on lunch break and just getting 10 out of 10 high for no reason whatsoever. Coming back into the courtroom and just being just what's a good word for what he was doing? Just being a child, basically. Refusing to answer questions. Like they would ask if he knew someone's last name, and he would tell them it's their job. They should know that. He's not going to help them with their job. Telling the other lawyer that it looked like he had a cleft lip. Pointing out that there was a bunch of dandruff on one of the lawyers' lapels, like just stuff like that. Claiming that he couldn't be considered a cheater because there wasn't feelings involved. It's just like a whole thing, dude. You should definitely read into it because it's super funny. But perfect 3-and-D wing. Honestly, jump shot's legit too. Mo Williams is actually not half bad. I haven't seen a whole lot of people talk about Mo Williams, but if you're looking for like a 3 hunting point guard, he's really good. The defense is horrendous, but honestly, any point guard that's going to be mostly a 3-point hunter at this stage is going to have terrible defense. Like there's just no way around it. But he's relatively fast. The jump shot's cool. He's okay. He's pretty good. Ben Gordon, I haven't really seen anyone talk about Ben Gordon. He looks okay though. Like straight up, he looks pretty good. I kind of feel like they should have raised his defense a little bit. Like Ben Gordon wasn't necessarily the best defender in the world, but he was a relatively good defender in real life. Trust me. I'm a Bulls fan. I had to watch him play for us for way too long. He's okay though. I just don't know if he's worth 15,000. Like same with Mo Williams, I guess, to a certain extent. Darren Collison's pretty good for like a point guard, I guess. I don't know. And then Sasha Vujacic. I've been trying to say this name correctly for like the past 4 or 5 days. All right. He is one of, if not the best, affordable. I think he's about 9,000. But you can also grind for him for free, which I'll talk about in a second too. But one of the most affordable shooting guards in the game. Like he's 6'7". The defense isn't great, but it's actually not as bad as you think. Like the jump shot's good. He moves relatively solid. The badge count's fun. He's altogether just a really, 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 really good shooting guard. And he will help you to compete with some of the better squads in the game. And I forgot about the Dirk set. Look. This set kind of sucks, honestly. Brandon Jennings is like a top tier budget point guard, though. Like from an offensive standpoint, he's actually fantastic. Like he's my starting point guard. I really enjoy him. Sometimes his jump shot is a little hit or miss, but the defense is obviously problematic as well. But he's incredibly fast. He can 3-hunt with them. He can attack the rim. He can facilitate. He's really, really good. If you're looking for someone who's going to be speed centric, Brandon Jennings, this is really the first time that Brandon Jennings has felt like Brandon Jennings in the game. Like the way he played in real life, like translated to 2K, because we've had Brandon Jennings the last couple years and they've just been hoeing him for no reason. I don't know what he did to them that made them like not want to give him the correct card, but shout out to Brandon Jennings. That's the homie. I also love how Brandon Jennings is one of those weird players. Like, okay, do you guys ever listen to a musical artist and no one that you know is like a fan of them, but for some reason everyone's favorite bands are like, or everyone's favorite musical artists are fans of that artist, right? Notable examples in my wheelhouse would be like the Get Up Kids. Every big time like pop punk or like alternative band that's like their favorite band in the world, or like Every Time I Die, like any type of like hardcore like metalcore band, like their favorite band is always Every Time I Die for some reason. Brandon Jennings is like weirdly that for NBA players. Like it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like your favorite NBA player, their favorite player, it's a high likelihood that it's Brandon Jennings, and I do not understand why that's the case, but also I kind of do because I have Brandon Jennings heavily. So I don't know, it's just weird. It's weird stuff. The summer standouts I've talked about in the budget sense. It's not worth buying any of them because they're all like relatively easy to get a hold of. Jordan Walsh is honestly for free probably one of the best small forwards you can get. I've actually been having a lot of fun with Isaiah Jackson too. He plays lockdown defense. Jabari and Cam Whitmore are obviously there as well. Now we are getting some new cards tomorrow also, and from the looks of it, I'm not really sure if any of them are going to really be budget friendly. The only Sapphire we've seen is Vernon Maxwell this far, and he might be pretty good, he might not. Also, the Booker collection, like there's some guys in here as well. Like Katino Mobley is actually pretty good. Like he's decent. Matt Barnes obviously is the budget GOAT. I like Matt Barnes a lot. He's still my backup small forward. Daryl Dawkins is still one of the most annoying centers in the entire game, bar none. Like, he's so annoying. Like, the high speed, 6'11", huge player build. He's honestly gonna just decimate anyone in the paint at any given time. Like, he sets really effective screens. You can move with him. Like, he is probably one of the best. Honestly, I think he's one of the best centers in the entire game. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, he is a little pricey, yes, at 19,000, but as of right now, you're getting one of the best centers in the game. Like, Tyson Chandler, you could make the argument that, like, he should be in that category as well. Not one of the best centers in the game, but just in theory, when you know anything about Tyson Chandler. But they hoed him on speed so bad that he ends up not being good, and we've seen that time and time again with a lot of the centers that have come out. I mean, honestly, Dawkins is the one, like, straight up. He's everything. He can't shoot, but he's everything else that you could possibly want out of a center. And for his price point, you're not going to find another center that's that solid. Like, it's just not going to happen. Unless you bought the Pro Pass and you have Giannis, like, you're just not going to find another center that does what Dawkins does. And Dawkins is really the only kind of budget complement to, like, a Giannis or to Nate Thurman as far as, like, stopping them. So I haven't purchased him yet, but I've been highly considering it. But I'm going to wait over the next few days and just see what kind of centers come out. Just if we get another Dawkins-like center, I'm just going to buy that one instead, because obviously the newer cards are going to be better because that's how 2K operates. So with that being said, are there any budget sleepers that I didn't cover here? Please let me know in the comments down below. As always, it's been your friend Cheap Loots. We're also getting a new grindable set on Tuesday, which I'm really excited about, so that should be fun. So I hope you have a good night, man.